Stellan and the Star-Nosed Reindeer. It was Christmas Eve, and the world was tucked under a thick, sparkling blanket of snow. Inside his cozy house, a little boy named Stellan peered out of his frosted window. The moon was a bright silver coin in the sky, and every pine tree looked like it was wearing a gown of diamonds. Stellan was supposed to be asleep, but his heart was humming with the magic of the night. Suddenly, a soft clink, clink, clink echoed from the garden. It sounded like tiny silver bells dancing in the wind. Stellan pulled on his thickest boots and his red wool coat. He grabbed his favorite star-shaped lantern, which cast a warm, golden light on the floor. He tiptoed down the stairs and stepped out into the crisp, cold air, his breath turning into tiny clouds. Behind the old oak tree, Stellan found a surprise. It wasn't a bird or a squirrel, but a small reindeer with fur as soft as moss. The reindeer, whose name was Bramble, had accidentally wandered away from the great sleigh. He was tangled in a string of colorful garden lights that Stellan's father had draped over the bushes. Bramble gave a small, worried huff, his velvet ears drooping. "Don't worry, Bramble," Stellan whispered softly. "I'll help you." With gentle fingers, Stellan began to untangle the glowing wires. He worked slowly, so he wouldn't pull on Bramble's fur. Bramble stayed very still, nuzzling Stellan's shoulder with his cold, wet nose. Finally, the last loop of wire fell away, and Bramble was free. Bramble looked up at the sky and let out a lonely whimper. High above, a faint trail of golden dust shimmered behind the clouds. Bramble knew his friends were up there, but he didn't know how to reach them. He looked at his hooves, and then at the dark, deep forest. He was a very small reindeer in a very big world. "I'll lead the way," Stellan declared, holding his star lantern high. "My lantern is bright enough to show us the path to the great clearing." Stellan marched forward, and Bramble followed close behind, his hooves making a rhythmic crunch, crunch, crunch in the snow. The forest didn't feel scary anymore. It felt like a hallway of magic, guarded by the silent trees. As they climbed the hill, Stellan stopped and tilted his head. Far off in the distance, he heard a sound like 1,000 tiny bells ringing at once. Jingle, jingle, jingle. It was the most beautiful music he had ever heard. "Listen, Bramble," Stellan cried. "They're looking for you. We have to run." They burst into the great clearing, just as a magnificent golden